Hello everyone, this is Bill Manos with Social Media for Small Business NYC. Today I'm talking with David LeLong, who is our special presenter this upcoming January 12th at our event at the 2011 kickoff, Creating Your Social Media Strategy. Dave, thanks for joining me today.
Great, thanks Bill.
So thanks so much for doing the event, and I wanted to talk to you a little about, first, maybe you could introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your business. You're the CEO and founder of Accelerated Online.
Sure.
What kind of work do you do there?
Sure. With Accelerated Online, we work with small businesses primarily to help them enhance their online presence and help them basically increase the number of inbound leads that they're getting from their website. So we're primarily using search engine optimization to increase visibility, blogging, social media, and landing pages and compelling offers, so that more of their website visitors are converting into leads and getting into their lead development pipeline.
That makes sense. And when you talk about inbound marketing, obviously, I would think social media plays a pretty big role in that. As you're getting the word out. So, what is your approach when you're dealing with small businesses, and how are you getting them engaged in social media?
Yeah, that's one of the biggest challenges, right? For the small business owner, they're under a lot of time constraints, usually money constraints as well. So there's a lot of education involved, but I think what's working the best is not only explaining the how it works and what the outcomes are, but actually painting a clear picture for how it has an impact on business objectives and especially revenue.
Sure, which is actually a pretty good setup for our topic, which is developing your strategy. So, I'm a pretty big strategy person in general. It's hard to execute without a good strategy. I think it was Yogi Berra that said, if you don't know where you're going, you're bound to wind up someplace else.
Right.
So it's what kind of things? I know we're going to talk a lot more about this in the actual session, but at a high level, what are the kinds of things that businesses need to consider as they approach their social media strategy?
I think the most important things are one, getting an understanding of what social media actually means, right? So not only Facebook and Twitter comes immediately to mind. So, but that's just one piece of it, right? So one aspect that's also, I think, very powerful in social media is blogging, and the impact that can have in terms of establishing oneself as a credible, authoritative, trustworthy subject matter expert in that particular area, mm-hmm. right? And by blogging on a consistent basis, you can then create more visibility for the types of services and products that you offer. Mm-hmm. If you use that blog content as the root there, and the benefit that you have in terms of achieving visibility on search engines is very high, as well as then having some material to be able to easily tap into distribution through Facebook and Twitter.
That makes a lot of sense. One of the other things that I wanted to kind of ask you about is in terms of when you start organizing content. I think this is something that you and I have actually talked about before. But what are some of the things that a business might need to get in order? Again, from a strategy perspective, that is going to help them with laying out a content plan.
Right. I think the most important thing is having a clear understanding of who your customer is. Mm-hmm. Not only being able to identify your target customer segment, but then actually being able to take to the next level and define specific buyer personas for those target customers, right? So in some situations, there may be actually, multiple people involved in some type of buying decision. So, how do you figure out who these people are? Because that's going to really create the foundation for how to best communicate to them.
Sure, makes sense. Well, thank you so much for joining us. We're going to get a lot more of this on January 12th, coming up next week. Thank you, Dave, for being here today, and we look forward to meeting with you next week.
Great, Bill. Looking forward to it.
Take care.
Yeah.
Thanks so much, everybody.